Did you know that chronic anger can lead to these 12 diseases? This might seem like a startling revelation, but let's unpack it. Chronic anger, unlike its occasional counterpart, is a persistent state of anger that can simmer under the surface of your everyday life. It's like a low-burning flame that never quite goes out, and while everyone gets angry from time to time, chronic anger is a different beast altogether. Now, why is this a concern? Being stuck in a constant state of anger can take a toll on our health. Anger is a stress response, and we all know that prolonged stress isn't good for us. When we're angry, our bodies release stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which over time can lead to a host of health problems. So, what are these diseases that chronic anger can cause? Let's dive in. First on our list is heart disease. It's a sobering fact, but chronic anger can have a direct impact on the health of your heart. When anger becomes a regular part of your life, it triggers a stress response in your body. This stress response causes the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Over time, these hormones can cause inflammation and damage to your heart's blood vessels, leading to heart disease. That's not all. This inflammation can also lead to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis. This can increase the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Moreover, the increased heart rate and blood pressure associated with anger episodes can strain the heart and potentially lead to heart failure. Therefore, maintaining a calm demeanor isn't just good for your mood, but also for your heart. The heart is a vital organ, and it's our responsibility to protect it from the harmful effects of chronic anger. But it's not just the heart that suffers. Chronic anger can infiltrate other areas of our physical health, leading to a range of serious conditions. Among these are stroke, a weakened immune system, and even lung damage. Let's start with stroke. You see, chronic anger causes stress hormones to flood our system. These hormones, specifically cortisol and adrenaline, can cause blood pressure to spike. High blood pressure, in turn, increases the risk of a clot forming or a blood vessel in the brain bursting, both of which can lead to a stroke. Next up, let's talk about our immune system. This complex network of cells, tissues, and organs is our body's primary defense against disease. However, the same stress hormones triggered by chronic anger can weaken this vital system. In fact, research has shown that prolonged periods of anger can lower the immune response, making us more susceptible to infections, diseases, and even cancer. Lastly, we have lung damage. It might seem like a stretch, but the connection is quite real. When we're angry, our breathing becomes shallow and rapid. Over time, this can cause strain on the lungs and lead to respiratory issues. Moreover, the stress hormones we've been talking about. They can cause inflammation in the airways and lung tissue, increasing the risk of conditions like asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So you see, chronic anger doesn't just impact our mood or relationships. It can lead to a cascade of physical health issues, many of which can be life-threatening. From stroke to a weakened immune system to lung damage, the physical toll of chronic anger is significant and far-reaching. Clearly, the physical toll of chronic anger is heavy, but the damage doesn't stop there. So stay tuned, because we're about to delve into the mental health consequences of chronic anger in our next segment. Chronic anger can also wreak havoc on your mental health. It's not just about the physical ailments. The mental repercussions are equally profound, if not more so. Let's start with depression. Chronic anger can be a significant contributor to this mental health disorder. You see, anger is often a response to feelings of hurt and fear. When these feelings persist, they can lead to a sense of helplessness and hopelessness, the cornerstones of depression. Then there's anxiety. Chronic anger creates a cycle of negative thinking that can fuel anxiety. The constant feeling of being on edge, bracing for the next conflict or confrontation, can lead to persistent anxious feelings. This can escalate into a full-blown anxiety disorder, with all its debilitating symptoms like restlessness, concentration problems, and sleep disturbances. Speaking of sleep, chronic anger can also cause insomnia. The mind races, replaying angry thoughts and scenarios, making it difficult to relax and fall asleep. And we all know how crucial sleep is for our overall mental health. Lack of sleep can worsen existing mental health conditions and even pave the way for new ones. Beyond these, chronic anger can lead to other mental health issues like substance abuse and eating disorders. It can affect your relationships, your work, and your overall quality of life. It's like a domino effect, with one aspect of your life toppling over and affecting the next. But it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is that there are ways to manage and overcome chronic anger. Cognitive behavioral therapy, mindfulness practices, and medication, if needed, can all help. It's about recognizing the anger, understanding its root cause, and learning healthier ways to respond. Remember, chronic anger is not a life sentence. With the right help and support, it's entirely possible to break free from its chains and live a healthier, happier life. So, the mental burden of chronic anger is just as severe as the physical one. But with understanding, compassion, and the right tools, we can overcome it. As we can see, chronic anger is not something to be taken lightly. Throughout this journey, we've delved into the myriad of health issues that can arise from unmanaged anger. These range from the strain on heart health to other physical ailments, and even mental health consequences. Let's not forget about the heart conditions, digestive problems, and skin disorders we've discussed. Mental health isn't immune either, with links to anxiety, depression, and even a decrease in cognitive performance. The key takeaway, however, is not to fear anger, but to manage it. It's a natural emotion, but when it becomes chronic and uncontrolled, it can wreak havoc on our health. Utilize techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness, and regular physical activity to keep your anger in check. Seek professional help when necessary. Remember, your health is in your hands. So take control of your anger before it takes control of you.